How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we have some details on a new mission that dropped, and we've got some updates and news to go over as well. But before we do start, if you enjoy these kinds of videos, hit that like button, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. Earlier on today, we got a new mission drop, and it's one of a lot of divers will be eager to jump into, and it involves us finally coming up against Factory Striders. Now, the Factory Strider is a massive, heavily armored four-legged automaton vehicle. It has two laser rotary guns and a large cannon on top of its main body. They can also be deployed by dropships, and their spawn rate increases the higher the difficulty you play. But some folks have actually compiled a list on how to take these down. Now, these can be destroyed by dropping two 500k bombs on it, or one 500k bomb if it lands by the head. We've got one full orbital laser, or two at the same time, 4 Eagle 110mm rocket pods if all rockets hit it, the Hell Bomb Dud, not to be confused with the stratagem version, 2 precise quasar cannon shots to the side, one to blow off the metal panel and another to scramble the circuitry, 1 to 2 grenades in the undercarriage. Orbital rail cannon can disable annihilator cannon, and auto cannon shots can disable front miniguns. Now, I'm sure there will be more added to this list the more we get to play with it, but hopefully this helps you out. I will leave a link to that info in the description below, and let me know how you feel about facing off against these absolute units. The mission itself is to eliminate automaton Factory Striders. Now, some players have actually already encountered these, but they're now readily available for us to take down. So tread carefully, divers. These absolute units will crush us if we're not smart enough. I'd say a jetpack will be useful against these guys if you're asking me. And then moving on to patch notes, so it wouldn't be a Tuesday without patch notes. And we have more fixes, with Arrowhead continuously working hard to get through the mountain of issues they are now facing. So this is patch 1.000.203. And the overview of this patch is the updates include fixes to armor passives, various improvements to stability as well. The gameplay fix is CE27 Groundbreaker armor now has the engineer kit passive as previously advertised. And then we've got some fixes. Fixed an issue that resulted in different damage being dealt enemies between PC and console players. Red boxes in defense missions are no longer visible. Major orders should now properly display text. Fixed multiple crashes that could occur in the loadout screen when other players left or joined the game. Fixed multiple crashes that could occur after extraction when the mission results and rewards were shown. Fixed crash which could occur when throwing back a grenade while wielding a heat-based weapon. Fixed a crash that could occur when hosting a player session migrates to another player. Fixed a crash that could occur if too many civilians spawn. Fixed various other crashes that could occur when deploying to mission. Fixed various other crashes that could occur during gameplay. And as always, they've got their note issue section. Then these are issues that are either introduced by the patch and are being worked on, or are from a previous version and have not yet been fixed. So they say this list is not exhaustive, and we are continuing to identify issues and create fixes. These are organized by feedback, report, severity, etc. So we've got the superior packaging methodology ship module does not work properly. Players may be unable to navigate to the search results in the social menu. Various issues involving friend invites and crossplay. Player name may show up blank on the other player's friend list. Friend requests cannot be accepted when the requesting player changed their username before the request was accepted. Cross-platform friend invites may not show up in the friend requests tab. Players cannot unfriend players befriended via friend code. Players cannot unblock players that were not in their friends list beforehand. Damage over time effects may only apply when dealt by the post. Players may experience delays in medals and super credit payouts. Enemies that bleed out do not progress personal orders and eradicate missions, and there's a few others as well. And as always, I will link these down in the description below underneath my sources section. So as we can see, we've got some good crash fixes there, but still a lot of known issues to get through. But community manager Spitz shared this with us today. Most of the bugs in the known issues list in patch notes updates are actively being worked on, but they're either large fixes that require a bit of time or low priority issues behind other things, and most should be patched in the next major build. It's difficult to maintain our cadence of one war bond per month while also fixing major technical glitches in time for the next patch. And Spitz also made a comment on fire damage, with one user saying DOT is still broken. Unreal. At least they didn't buff the fire damage again, that's progress. And Spitz replied saying, it's a huge fix that is taking up a lot of developer time related to how damaged entities are spawned and shared amongst multiple players. Requires an overhaul of multiple systems, but we've identified the cause and it's actively being worked on. Then someone underneath that said, will fire damage be reduced again after the problem is fixed? Spitz then replies, fire damage was likely overtuned as a direct result of this bug, so it's being looked into again and reassessed for the next major build. They also replied to this message on Reddit. Someone posted, curious to hear from the crowd that adamantly declares the voting manpower to bug fixes had no impact on content releases every time this question is presented. That being said, technical issues should be the priority above all else. Spits up, firing back with, this is patently untrue. Arrowhead still has a very small team compared to the success of the game, and while we have dedicated QA, the people fixing bugs with weapons and armor, for example, are the same people in charge of making new weapons and armor. It's important to us to maintain the cadence that we promised. One Warbond per month, but equally important to everyone to fix the glaring bugs and technical issues. There's just only so much time in a work week. So as we can see, Arrowhead are still a small team, especially compared to the size of the community. I know I keep saying this, but the success of HellDivers 2 is way beyond anything Arrowhead could have imagined. They just don't have the staff yet to have multiple teams working on different aspects of the game. And speaking of war bonds, they're not going to start missing months when the content plan is already in place. War bonds do equal money, and they also equal player retention, and I think it would have to be a very serious issue with the game to stop monthly releases of new content. There will no doubt be another major patch soon that will address some of the bigger issues players are having, but we do have to be patient with these guys, as this is how live service games do work, unfortunately. If the issues are hindering your experience in a game, just take a break and then come back. There is no FOMO at all in HellDivers 2, so you're not going to miss out on anything. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, guys. And then after this, we've got a major order update. So the battle for the Menkent line has been won, and I, for one, will not miss it, to be honest. Them fire tornadoes were an absolute menace. I am so sick to death of them. But we did manage to hold the line. But unfortunately, the automatons are relentless, and we do have to go again. So the new major order is, with the Menkent line established, the automaton fleet has been forced to divert their plans. Now they are attempting a concerted effort to punch through at a single planet. The automatons are likely to muster the entirety of their strength for this endeavour. You must outlast the enemy, hold the planet, no matter the cost. Then as we can see here, designated planets must be under Super Earth control when order expires. And underneath that is the planet Marfark. They do have more artillery this time round, so maybe it will be more difficult, but we have just over a day to secure Marfark, so let's get it, guys. We also have new polls up on their Discord, so this is something Arrowhead have introduced recently. This is their second poll, so we have 2 new polls added, and this is only over on Discord, so get voting. You have 40 hours left, and these are, if you had to pick one, which would you like to see going forward? More weapons or a large balancing change to weapons. New armors with more varied traits and passives. That's the one I voted for. Different objectives, modifiers, biomes and planets. No new content, fixed the technical issues and bugs. So as we can see at the minute, different objectives, modifiers and biomes and planets are winning that one. And underneath, in general, how do you feel about the current state of the game? Great, I'm still having tons of fun is what's winning at the minute because, you know, it is tons of fun. But we still have 648 votes saying bad, I'm not having fun at all and don't play anymore. So unfortunately, them guys have had enough. But get voting, guys. Let Arrowhead know how you feel. We also have a Superstore refresh with some new armor available now. I'm personally not a fan of these, but if they tickle your fancy, go get them, divers. This is the image up on screen now. So yeah, I have to say I'm not really a fan, but it's not for everyone, I suppose. And to finish us off, there's a community discussion going on over on Reddit, and I want you to tell me what side you're on. Anti-material rifle or autocannon? Let us know down in the comments below, guys. But that is the end of the video. If you stayed towards the end and you're still here, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video. It helps me and the video and the channel out massively. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. But as always, take care and I'll see you on the next video, divers.